What's good guys? Welcome to the video. Oggi impariamo 21 verbi riflessivi in inglese. Let's begin. Prima di presentarveli, vediamo la loro costruzione. In inglese il verbo riflessivo si fa soggetto, verbo, pronome riflessivo. Però dobbiamo concordare ad ogni pronome soggetto il proprio pronome riflessivo. Nel video compare la parola oneself, che vuol dire se stesso a prescindere di che persona. Alcuni verbi in questo video sono riflessivi di suo, quindi il pronome riflessivo è un semplice rafforzativo che possiamo ometterlo. Adesso vediamo. To apply oneself, applicarsi o candidarsi. I apply myself. You apply yourself. He applies himself. She applies herself. It applies itself. We apply ourselves. You apply yourselves. They apply themselves. To behave oneself. Comportarsi. I behave myself. You behave yourself. He behaves himself. She behaves herself. It behaves itself. We behave ourselves. You behave yourselves. They behave themselves. To commit oneself. Compromettersi. I commit myself. You commit yourself. He commits himself. She commits herself. It commits itself. We commit ourselves. You commit yourselves. They commit themselves. To convince oneself. Convincersi. I convince myself. You convince yourself. He convinces himself. She convinces herself. It convinces itself. We convince ourselves. You convince yourselves. They convince themselves. To deny oneself. Rinnegarsi. I deny myself. You deny yourself. He denies himself. She denies herself. It denies itself. We deny ourselves. You deny yourselves. They deny themselves. To distinguish oneself. Distinguersi. I distinguish myself. You distinguish yourself. He distinguishes himself. She distinguishes herself. It distinguishes itself. We distinguish ourselves. You distinguish yourselves. They distinguish themselves. To encourage oneself. Incoraggiarsi. I encourage myself. You encourage yourself. He encourages himself. She encourages herself. It encourages itself. We encourage ourselves. You encourage yourselves. They encourage themselves. To enjoy oneself. Divertirsi. I enjoy myself. You enjoy yourself. He enjoys himself. She enjoys herself. It enjoys itself. We enjoy ourselves. You enjoy yourselves. They enjoy themselves. To explain oneself. Spiegarsi. I explain myself. You explain yourself. He explains himself. She explains herself. It explains itself. We explain ourselves. You explain yourselves. They explain themselves. To help oneself. Aiutarsi. I help myself. You help yourself. He helps himself. She helps herself. It helps itself. We help ourselves. You help yourselves. They help themselves. To hurt oneself. Farsi male. I hurt myself. You hurt yourself. He hurts himself. She hurts herself. It hurts itself. We hurt ourselves. You hurt yourselves. They hurt themselves. To kid oneself. Illudersi o prendersi in giro. I kid myself. You kid yourself. He kids himself. She kids herself. It kids itself. We kid ourselves. You kid yourselves. They kid themselves. To kill oneself. Uccidersi. I kill myself. You kill yourself. He kills himself. She kills herself. It kills itself. We kill ourselves. You kill yourselves. They kill themselves. To make oneself. Farsi un qualcosa. I make myself. You make yourself. He makes himself. She makes herself. It makes itself. We make ourselves. You make yourselves. They make themselves. To market oneself. Farsi pubblicità. I market myself. You market yourself. He markets himself. She markets herself. It markets itself. We market ourselves. You market yourselves. They market themselves. To pride oneself. Vantarsi. I pride myself. You pride yourself. He prides himself. She prides herself. It prides itself. We pride ourselves. You pride yourselves. They pride themselves. To prove oneself. Dimostrarsi. I prove myself. You prove yourself. He proves himself. She proves herself. It proves itself. We prove ourselves. You prove yourselves. They prove themselves. To put oneself. Posizionarsi. I put myself. You put yourself. He puts himself. She puts herself. It puts itself. We put ourselves. You put yourselves. They put themselves. To repeat oneself. Ripetersi. I repeat myself. You repeat yourself. He repeats himself. She repeats herself. It repeats itself. We repeat ourselves. You repeat yourselves. They repeat themselves. To see oneself. Vedersi. I see myself. You see yourself. He sees himself. She sees herself. It sees itself. We see ourselves. You see yourselves. They see themselves. To show oneself. Mostrarsi o farsi vedere. I show myself. You show yourself. He shows himself. She shows herself. It shows itself. We show ourselves. You show yourselves. They show themselves. Vediamo un attimo un esempio in terza persona plurale. Quando per esempio si vedano si riferisce a se stessi, usiamo themselves. Se intendiamo l'un l'altro, useremo each other. Well done! Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Take care.